Yo, what's up? My name is Rastas and welcome to MELIFLA Talk. And today, as you know, we are in transition period, between one government to another. We just finished our elections and the the ula baru around politics as usual. And a lot of things have come out, or rather things have blew, out of proportion in some areas. And it kept me thinking, is it politics, or is it the politics normal way, or is the politics Kenyan way? A certain video is trending online of a YouTuber from abroad who has done a challenge asking people how they think, or if most people like this. Most people think that Africa is abroad, that is, think that Africa is a country. And so he asked guys like, which is the capital city of Africa? Most of them said Kenya. Kenyans have a peculiar way of doing things, and it kept me wondering, is it about Kenya, how it's been branded out there as a tourist attraction, or is the Kenyan way of us doing things, we are different. Kenyans are different. And by the look of things, it could be that for sure we are different. For example, if you Google Francis Atwoli right now, what do you see? Somebody has already changed Wikipedia the name of Francis Atwoli to Kigeugeu lipwuoli. And it reads, Kigeugeu lipwuoli is a Kenyan trade unionist who is currently serving as the Secretary General of Central Organization of Trade Unions, COTU. He has served in the capacity since he was first elected in 2001. This guy has been there for the last 2 decades. Wow. And you know what? Guess who was lecturing people and saying how he believes in democracy? Think of it this way. When during the campaign period, Mr. Francis Atwoli, aka Kigeugeu lipwuoli, was so vocal on how the deputy president by then will never rule Kenya. And he said you can take that to the bank. And he told you people to zoea hii sauti. He told you to could do that. Mzoe sauti. He was campaigning for the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who lost to the same guy who Francis said he will never be the president. So when the elections were done, people went, the opposition and other parties went to, of course now they are the opposition. The Azimio by then, the Azimio coalition went against to petition against the rule, Chebukati's ruling that William Samoei Ruto had won the elections. So they went to the court and they petitioned against that. And guess what? A lot of drama around it, boembo mingi sana. The coalition, Azimio coalition, even went with a whole bus of evidences of how this was not a fair election. And after, the listening, the Supreme Court judges came out with their ruling, and they termed the petition and the evidences provided as just hot air. Okay. Atwoli said that now they believe, like immediately the ruling was made, Atwoli now believes that, it's a democratic country, and I support and congratulate, which is contrary to other. Atwoli is a chairman of COTU. He is the chairman of COTU, the senior person of COTU. Meaning, if the president Ruto gets to power, he will have to address him as the president. So he has to maintain and argue so that at least he can stay on that position. But there is now the Azimio senior all members, the president, the former prime minister Raila Amolo Odinga, Martha Karua, the deputy running mate to the presidential candidate Raila, who has said, yes, we do respect the court rulings, but we differ. So what does that mean? They don't believe that the current president, right, Ruto, was voted in fairly. And that brings another issue. Are you like forced to accept? How comes in Kenya it's hard for one to accept, or not one, it's hard for Raila to accept election results? How? Why? On social media, the deputy running mate to Ruto, Martha Karua, quoted a report that was done, was reported by a media house, that she had accepted defeat, saying she never said that. Mimi sikusema nimekubali nimeshindwa, nilisema nimeheshimu mahakama. Away from politics, because it's quite giving me a headache. In Kenya, the youths have been suffering due to lack of employment. The youth make the largest population of Kenyans, and a lot of people actually go to vote. The main issue that drives people, to try to get new leadership, is to see if the problem of unemployment will be solved. And due to that, most Kenyan youths go to outside countries to look for employment, and more the Arabic world. I don't know why, but in the Arabs, Kenyans tend to get a lot. In the Arabic world, Kenyans tend to get a lot of work. There are securities, security officers, to cleaners, to house helps. And there is a case recently of one Diana Chepkemoi who turned to online to call for the people to go to hear her out, because she was suffering, she was being mistreated, she was being starved by her bosses in Saudi Arabia. And something that caught me unaware, or that I felt burned out of this, the Kenyan ambassador to Saudi Arabia said that Kenyans who are suffering in Saudi Arabia, it's because of their own will that they are suffering. Wait a minute. So somebody out of their own will would love to be thrown out of a balcony out of your own will. Like, yo, I feel like flying today. Acha niruke ama acha nirushe. Seriously? Someone claiming that the president, a Kenyan being struggled or staying a day or 3 or 4 without food is out of their own will. That caught me off guard. Though good news are, Diana Chepkemoi has returned to Kenya. Good well-wishers, of course, through the same embassy, have flown her back to Kenya, and she really looks sickly and stressful. I just hope she does well. But the irony of it, the issue of unemployment, as she was flying in, another 20 plus ladies were at the airport ready to fly out this evening for the same job opportunities. Another question, is it that we don't care about our health, or we are ready to do anything to get some money on the table? Like, is this the situation is that bad? This unemployment situation, the economy being hard on the youth, that they are willing to go out there, but under all those harsh environment, all those torture, mistreatment, poor payments outside the country, in Saudi Arabia and Lebanon and all that, and Qatar, for that money, they are so willing to risk even their lives. I know anybody knows somebody who flew out for such jobs, and they just wish them to come back, in full. We just pray that the issue of unemployment in Kenya will be sorted one day, and will be like we sort the issue of Kenyans just being mistreated and all that, some flying in, being free in, their bodies being free in, the videos, they are quite distressing. In other news, county governments just got new administrators, the governors. If the one of the most I don't know, it's an universal problem along all the counties, is that of ghost workers. And each governor is trying to weed out ghost workers who have been employed by, the former administration. In Kisii County, for example, the governor of Kisii County, Simba Arati, has weeded out a huge number of, ghost workers who are employed as drivers and getting monthly salary. But I didn't get it. We are talking about poor or lack of employment in Kenya. And at the same time, we are having people being called ghost workers because there is 2 drivers assigned in 1 car. I think it's possible and it makes sense when 1 car can be assigned 2 drivers who are working on shifts. Is that not a way of solving unemployment issue in Kenya? Or in Kenya, you have to work from 8 to 8 or 8 to 5. So that for sure, tunaweza kubali yenyewe hiyo pesa, it deserves it. Just a question. In Machakos County, the current governor, the newly elected county governor of Machakos County, Wavinya Ndeti, also made a stern warning to medics who are selling county medicine or county hospital medicine to private pharmacists. You see? Kenya ushaienda hospitali ukaambiwa hatuna dawa. Then ukaambiwa but hatuna dawa, but unacheki ukienda pale kwa kona, ukitoka uende pale kwa kona nini, kuna pharmacy hapo, ambia huyo jamaa kwa hapo kutoka Karaoke. Oh sorry. Karaoke. Ambia Mr. X akupatia akona hizi dawa, niko sure. So apparently this is an issue that was there before, but now we are in a new, generation, or new world, like we're in 2022. Still there is a doctor somewhere, a nurse who is colliding with private pharmacists, from pharmacy owners, to con the public their stock medicine. Who does that? And that makes the end of our video today. We encourage you to comment, leave a comment about the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you have an idea of how you can improve my content, don't hesitate to leave a comment too. Until next time.